First, I just want to say, Rhonda, what the fuck happened last night? I am so glad I did not spend $60 to watch that on pay-per-view. So glad. 2016 has marked a pretty unforgettable year for me, being that it's the first year I've been home since being released from prison after serving 7 years for nonviolent drug offenses. For individuals like me, I was released with the odds stacked heavily against me that I would fail and then return back to prison. But I walked out into the free world hoping that I was at least fully aware of that. Fully aware that transitioning back into any sort of a normal life was probably going to be the toughest thing I had ever done. Well, second to that whole serving 7 years in prison thing. But as I walked out of those gates, I vowed to myself that no matter what, no matter how tough things got or how impossible things seemed at times, I was never going to stop trying to create something better and more positive than I had ever known or done before. And I think After Prison Show is without question the greatest example of that. With complete thanks to all of you out there. But again, 2016 will be a year that I will never forget. And here is a month by month or every couple of months sort of breakdown highlighting some pretty key fucking moments of this past year. Enjoy! January 2016. At this point, I had been home from prison for about 2.5 months from using a cell phone and a computer. Hello, can you hear me? How the hell do you dial on this thing? To trying to figure out how exactly an employer was going to hire a guy who had no previous job experience for the last 7 years. I remember going to fill out my first job application at a fish packing house and taking with me all sorts of sticky pad notes. There's no way I'm not getting this job. With everything on them from people that I could use as references to past skills and experiences. So I'm looking over your job application here and it says that you sold pornography while in prison? Yes, sir. I'm pretty good at sales. What I didn't anticipate was getting to the part of the job application that asked about previous employment. Like, how the hell could I not anticipate that? But when I did get to that part of the application, I absolutely froze. I was not prepared for this at all and I had no idea what to do. So I did the only thing that I thought I could do at that point, and I wrote across the top of the application, just released from prison after serving 7 years for nonviolent drug offenses. I haven't had a job in over 7 years, but I'm willing to prove my work ethic if given the opportunity. One part of the application I had absolutely no problem with is the part that asked you if you have ever been convicted of a felony. I did real good on that part. Needless to say, I never heard from that fish packing house again. February 2016. By February, I was working at a temp service, day labor, making one of the worst day labor wages imaginable. Sometimes I was bringing home a whopping $26. $26 after garnishments and miscellaneous deductions. What the hell is a miscellaneous deduction? It was also in February that I did get my concrete pouring job. I mean, concrete pouring, not concrete porn, concrete pouring job. And things, they began to get a little better. March 2016, while not only working my concrete pouring job and also devoting every free moment I had to creating and uploading content to After Prison Show, there was also something else I was doing at this time that didn't last too long because somebody got shot. Seriously. I was hosting Paint Night with Joe events. People would purchase tickets and at a local bar, I would teach them to paint. But unfortunately, this bar was located in the worst section of the city that we were living in at the time. And people would often want to come to these events. I hosted like 5 of these things. But because of where the events were located at, a lot of times they wouldn't. Hey Jenny, are you coming to the paint night event tonight? I don't know, Joe. It's in a really rough part of town. Oh, come on. Come on. It's not that bad. But actually, it really was that bad. And in fact, a man was actually shot in the chest at this bar where I host these paint night events at. Thank God this didn't happen during a time when I was actually hosting a paint night event there. But that did cause me to say, you know what? We're not doing these here anymore. April 2016. I had been working at my concrete job for 2 months now. And it was in April that the most horrible fucking shit happened at my job. I was at work and I saw a coworker get killed in the most horrific way possible while working. This traumatized the shit out of me. And that's all I'm going to say about that for right now, because I do have a video planned for that coming next week. I will tell you the entire story. May, June, July, August 2016. I worked a lot through some pretty hot fucking months. And again, spent every free moment possible creating and uploading content for After Prison Show. But there were three things that stood out during these months. Number one was I created and uploaded how to create a prison tattoo gun in July. Number two, I suffered a great loss in August when my grandmother passed away. I had only seen my grandmother one time since I had been released from prison. And before that, I hadn't seen her for 15 years. But it was during that visit with my grandmother that I was able to show her everything that I was doing with After Prison Show and tell her that one day I was going to make her proud of me. Unfortunately, that was the last time I ever saw my grandmother. Then in November, and for whatever reason, that video that I uploaded in July, how to create a prison tattoo gun, went as close to viral as anything that I had ever done up until that point. Now that could be because tattoo videos began to somewhat trend on YouTube, but I gotta be honest with you, I am a much deeper thinker than that. And my thoughts on why that video became successful, which in turn put After Prison Show on the map a little more, is because my grandmother is watching down on me and somehow had a hand in all of this. My grandma, Grandma Grace, may you forever rest in peace. December 2016. So much great stuff has happened this month. After Prison Show has become something that people love even more and are entertained and inspired by. This channel has continued to do well because so many awesome people support it. And the success that we are seeing here, I truly believe, is only the beginning of where all of this is actually going. You see, I believe in a saying. As cliche as it may sound, everything happens for a reason, and there's a reason everything happens. Like hidden meanings and signs that you have to see and pick up on and use those as tools to continue to move forward. Well, to be honest with you, I think there's a good chance we may see one of those signs today. And that is possibly reaching 100,000 subscribers on the last day of the year, on New Year's Eve. I mean, that would be a hell of a sign to ring in the new year with. But if we don't, hey, that's okay too. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment. Let me know what your New Year's resolution is. What are you gonna do for 2017? Let's make it awesome. This has sort of been like a Draw My Life 2016 sort of thing. Also, thank you to everybody who has been purchasing the very first After Prison Show t-shirts. As an added incentive to this, for everyone who purchases a t-shirt, when you receive your t-shirt, if you take a picture with your t-shirt, send it to me. You don't even have to be wearing it, but I mean, it would be cool if you wore. If you send that to me, I will feature that in an upcoming video. We can all wear APS t-shirts together in one video. Again, Happy New Year to everyone. If 2016 was not the greatest year for you, then let's try to make 2017 just that. Until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace! Let's give a few shout outs. Shout out time, the end of the video, it is shout out time. From Instagram, I want to shout out True Grind 740 and Parker Realm. Thanks to both of you for your support on Instagram. It really means a lot. And on Twitter, I would like to shout out Chase Beeves and Early. Thanks to both of you for your support on Twitter. I ate toothpaste to survive prison. See who we got here. Who we got? I was about to respond to somebody, so who was I about to respond to? On my phone, it sucks. Let's shout out broccoli. The FDA requires a poison warning on every tube of fluoride toothpaste now sold in the US. I completely understand that because toothpaste is poisonous if eaten in large doses. Mr. Clobber. Mr. Colber or Clobber. American prisons are concentration camps of the 21st century. I can see that. I definitely can. Mr. Clobber, shout out to you. Kuba. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this. I know I will. Koopa Kid 917543. Koopa Kid says that shirt is actually really fucking sick. Koopa Kid, thank you for liking the t-shirts. Really means a lot. And also thank you for your support here on After Prison Show. And one more. Who we got? Just the scrolling. to scrolling. Where is this gonna land? Whoever is right there, you're gonna get a shout out. And shout out all three of these people right here. Jose Lopez, were you able to do color tattoos in prison? At some institutions you were, because you were allowed to order art supplies and you were able to get colored inks. But in most cases, you weren't. It was only black and gray work. We are Ohana. This is probably the stupidest question ever, but what do you think of the series Prison Break? Does it make sense to you? To be completely truthful with you, I haven't watched much Prison Break. I know, I need to catch up. I literally just got cable, so I'm hoping I get to see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go watch Prison. I'm kidding, I will have to catch up on that show, and I'll let you know as soon as I do. Thanks to Ohana. Sorry, I know I messed that up. And the last person is Holly in Belgium. My good friend Holly in Belgium. I say Belgium, it's really Bellingham. I'm just now seeing that. Money should definitely go to inmates, perhaps better books, or send it to a prison earmarked for their holiday program. Great point. I will definitely include that in the poll that I will be putting on Twitter today. And let me know where we should donate this money to that we raise from the proceeds of these t-shirts. That's it. Peace.